Hey guys, this is Illspawn from RealGamersOnline.com. Doing the second part for Mean Joe Greene on week 6 of the Madden Ultimate Legends Challenge. Yeah, sorry, I had to think about it. Anyway, here we go. Get a little sidetracked with stuff that's going on in the house. Noise I hear. Alright. Here we go. Another exciting challenge.
Here's the former Saint and Viking Morten Andersen to get this one started. And we are underway from the City Beautiful.
I really haven't still found a defense that it's just perfect for them. I guess because I see weaknesses in them all.
And the Steelers, they're ready to rock on 1st and 10. First carry for James Conner.
What the hell?
And he'll take this up to the 35, maybe the 34. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Good job, Peppers.
Stop made there by Julius Peppers.
Well, after what we just saw, we know that with 3rd down coming up, this is not a gimme for the offense. They've got to figure out what they want to do. Do they challenge their offensive line and try and run it? Or do they go ahead and concede that this is a tough defense and put it in the air?
On 3rd down, it's Conner.
God,
the Steelers picking up 15
why would
yards
they
there in
make
a
the guy
first down.
dive wrong direction?
It was just 3rd down and short, but he bit off a little extra.
I would say way more than he could chew, but he chewed up all that yardage in a big way. And that, to me, that was a combination of offensive line, stacked defense, and they handled it. Okay, they got the leverage, they got the blocking angles, and opened up a nice crease. And once you get past that first wave, there's room to roam.
Yeah, that's just the 3rd play from scrimmage. They wanted to avoid that 3 and out. They did.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know. And the ball is knocked out. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And they'll run it for the first time with Ricky Williams. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And running
Ricky.
right through him. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets
Like the
into
boss
enemy
that you are.
territory.
First
play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Skirts by him at the 35. Room here.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Houston.
Oh, yeah, Ricky Williams.
Ricky Williams, 40 yards.
40
and
yard
the Texans
touchdown.
have taken the early lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
I don't understand them giving you a power-up of legends that they already have legend power-ups for. I don't. That's, unless it does anything different.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Wrong play, Connor.
I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a second and long to start things out.
Look out for number 30.
Now it's Roethlisberger. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
Good job on the screen, guys.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
All right.
A very solid gain of 27.
There we go.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play really nice.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway.
Good
But
job,
when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to the booth right after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. On third down, that's counter. Oh, now he bowls him over. So he got free at one tackle and couldn't do a whole lot else. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise,
we ready to make some
pass rush
points,
just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. He spins free. It's a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be a second and long.
Oh, my God.
It's hard to stay mad at a player who fights for yardage, even if it's not successful. But on this play, I'm just looking at what the defense did. We always talk about gang tackling and getting more people to the football.
Watching for routes.
How about the job they did there, the discipline they had? No matter how hard he fought, more and more people showed up and helped create that big loss of yardage there. That's the kind of play that the defense gets excited about.
And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout. They just let me
run with Watson.
As he'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Richmond.
Sure, we're going to tear you up. Max protect, guys. Okay, Ross.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Watson on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Calvin Johnson, 45 yards. And the Texans will extend their lead.
Here we go.
And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
A gain of 6 there on first. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Ben to throw again.
He went out of bounds and came back in. Illegal touching? Yeah, Smith-Schuster. Nah.
Illegal touching.
Yeah.
Offense.
Nah, you're not going to get that one over.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. This is caught by Antonio Brown.
Oh.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Houston. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. 9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Watson fighting through. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Come back. Tiger. Man, I got you.
The final shot before the break. Watson going deep downfield. It got his man complete. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
I call him spin.
Oh,
what?
And they will set up shop
oh my
with
God.
field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
Let's just call that play exactly what it is. Needed. Because they wanted to get back in the game, and they knocked the ball.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 22. They start the second half here with Williams. And a nice
I
run
love when
past the
Tony
30-yard
spins,
line
does.
there. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive. Let's
All
give
right.
credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
To throw on second is Watson.
Oh,
And
I
he's
didn't
gonna
even
be
see him.
grabbed and pulled
Oh my God, I was
down.
looking downfield.
Cameron Hayward.
That was a
He's
good
the
play
one
on
that
that
got to
part.
him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
That was a good play.
And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a
Oh,
corner
wow.
and a defensive player of the year
That
the
was
other,
a good
and they just
job.
locked people down.
Sensible.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down,
Good
you
job,
got to try
Law.
and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Texans say they have it. They do. And it's a touchdown.
There we go.
The
Auction
offense, they've
expired,
had some
guys.
sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Extra point by Anderson, up and good. And it's now 21-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Come on, Steelers.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he got 3
Kinda
times
got
in
lost
the first
what I was
quarter,
doing there.
finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Roethlisberger will throw. And he finds McDonald. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think they were looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. He's got
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed,
The
I mean,
hell
can flat
happened
out
there?
run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you...
Welcome back live to Orlando. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Like 80. 52's the mic, boys. 52.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up 1st downs, That big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Set! Black 20! We got three, fellas. We got three.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
They go play action with Roethlisberger. And caught in the end
Oh, my
zone.
God.
Touchdown, Steelers.
Who was that
As
that got
his
beat?
guys are in for 6. And this. Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. There's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential.
Okay.
It took them an extra look, but they
Oh,
found
my
out it is a
goodness, I almost
touchdown
blocked
indeed.
it.
The official says this one counts. Extra point put through by Boswell. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back.
Okay, come on, guys. Will I kick the damn ball or not?
And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm struggling to see that number as empirical.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Now it's Watson. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Nice.
Ricky Williams. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point by Anderson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Anderson now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. On second down, Roethlisberger. On the left side, it's McDonald. And it's right up here to right at the 40-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And McDonald here over the middle. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
I can't use her to...
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And Watson's going to throw it here. Escaping the pressure right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
NFL quarterbacks work so hard on their mechanics, and they do so much repetition in practice, off-season, the whole deal.
Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he just falls short down at the 1
Time for the beast
line.
to catch it, right?
And they just hit another big completion there, and I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game, and however it turns out, it turns out.
From the gun, here's Watson.
Oh!
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Jimmy Graham, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Texans capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. Extra point by Anderson, up and good. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I'll guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And it's second down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Yeah.
Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Washington. And the Texans say they have it. They do. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you.
So that's that.
I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline, because you came.
Oh. Here we go. All right. What'd I get? Good XP. Mean Joe Greene. Well, I don't think I have Mean Joe Greene. Okay, let's see what he. Six foot. Wow, he's almost as fast as him now. Huh. Well, I have to take a look at Mean Joe Greene. Alright, anyway. That's it for this episode. Until next time, it's Zil Spawn for Real Gamers Online. Have a good day or night.